It is our business meeting, and it's November 28th, 2023. The time is 2 p.m. I'm calling this meeting to order. In attendance are Commissioners Brooks, Matari, and Duncan, and if you would join me in a moment of silence, please. All right, and for the pledge, Asa, would you?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so this is an amended agenda, so I think that maybe a motion would be in order to accept items 18 and 21 through 32 to be added to the agenda. And the emergency nature is that it's time sensitive and those items need to be signed before November 30th.
I move that we accept items 18 and 21 through 32 to the agenda due to the time-sensitive nature of them.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, our agenda is officially amended, and I'll call for public comment. All right, hearing none, meeting minutes, motion?
I move that we approve the meeting minutes, items 1 through 7.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, and for consent calendar,
I move that we approve the consent calendar, items 8 through 15.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
aye, and payables.
I move that we approve the payables for November 20 through 24, 2023 in the amount of $926,218.04.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 17, board approval request. This is an invoice payment per policy 930, and it is to K&H Integrated Print Solutions for our November 7th, 2023 consolidated election. And our elections manager, Mr. Gray, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. In front of you is a request for approval to pay K&H Integrated Print Solutions $29,971.48 for the costs of ballot printing, absentee ballot printing and mailing. That is all services that they have provided for us for several elections now, and they do a great job. The postage is invoiced separately, but because that's under $10,000, that is not before you today for approval. So this is just for the printing costs and mailing costs.
All right, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the invoice payments per policy 930 to K&H Integrated Print Solutions for the November 7th election, consolidated election.
And I second the motion for $29,971.48.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Item 18, County Department Annual Report, and this is for juvenile probation with our Auditor's Office. And Director Falcon, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Brandy Falcon for the record. This is an annual report juvenile corrections is required to file with the state of Idaho every year, and this is the financial one, so my office prepares it. The copy that's in your packet is the unsigned copy. I have the copy here for Chair Duncan's signature. It's just as many times as we scan it, then it's pretty much unreadable by the time it gets sent to the state. So I have the copy here for you to sign. Do you have any questions?
No questions?
Motion?
I move that we approve the County Department Annual Report for Juvenile Probation, or accept it.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, 28th. Brandy, you can take that back. All right, item 19, and this is contract approval for professional services reunification training with I Love You Guys Foundation and our Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management. Ms. Long, are you on the line?
I am. Good afternoon, Sarah Long for the record. Today I have before you a contract for professional services with the I Love You Guys Foundation. This contract is for a 2-day workshop that will provide us with a framework to successfully implement and execute a reunification center. The contract is for $17,500, and these funds have already been set aside through our 2023 SHSP allocation. This also helps us to meet the community resiliency requirement for this grant. We intend to have this exercise on March 6th and 7th of 2024, and with all of that, I'm asking for your approval of this professional services agreement.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the contract for professional services with reunification training with Love You Guys Foundation in Kootenai County and the Office of Emergency Management in the amount of $17,500.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Item 20, Facilities Use Agreement Extension Amendment with Northern Lakes Fire Protection District and our airport. And our director, Mr. Patterson, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Gaston Patterson, Airport Director for the record. What you have in front of you is a facility use agreement extension between the county and Northern Lakes Fire Department. They currently occupy our aircraft rescue fire station at the airport while theirs is being built up in Garwood. Their construction has been delayed a few months, so they're going to need to be in there for another 6 months while they finish construction. So the amendment's been approved by legal, and staff recommends approving the extension.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the facility use agreement extension amendment for Northern Lakes Fire Protection District and the airport to June 30th, 2024.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, now we have a bunch of lease addendums. So Pat, if you're okay, I was going to combine the items that have the same party, like Triple Jet or Triple Flight LLC.
Yes, that would be fine.
Okay, so we're going to handle items 21 through 25, and this is lease addendums, AAL 2022-300, 2022-400, 2022-500, 2022-600, 700, and that is it for the Triple Flight LLC and its lease addendum plus lease Estoppel. Mr. Patterson.
Did we want to approve
You're correct.
32 before this? Okay.
Policy.
Yep, we want to go to the policy, and I did not have a chance to mark that down. So, sorry, folks, we're going to jump to item 32, because item 32 will allow us to do the next 10 items after that. So this is board approval request. This is the airport refinancing policy, and Mr. Patterson.
Thank you, Commissioners. What you have in front of you is a draft policy for a airport leases and leasehold mortgage policy, essentially. So the airport was approached by Stancraft to seek an amendment to their leases to allow a leasehold mortgage with the assets that sit on leased property. To further clarify and make sure that the airport's interests were best served, the county's interests best served, we thought that a policy outlining how this would take place for not only Stancraft, but any other leaseholders and users in the future would be prudent. So with county legal's approval, Kaplan and Kirsch outside aviation legal, the FAA compliance team, we came up with this simple policy outlining and basically protecting the airport in the event that someone is seeking a refinance on the airport. So staff's recommendation would be to adopt and approve the leasehold mortgage policy.
Okay, questions, motion?
No questions.
I move that we approve the airport refinancing policy.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, back to 21 through 25, and I will dispense with reading all of those again. Essentially, it's triple flight, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. And are there any questions or motion?
I move that we approve lease addendum AAL-2022-300, -400, -500, -600, and -700 with Triple Flight LLC and the airport.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, now we can do items 26 through 31, and these, same thing, lease addendum and lease estoppel for AAL 2020 fuel. And 2019 300A, 2019 310, 2019 320, 2019 330, and 2019 340 with North Idaho Jet LLC. And Gaston again.
Absolutely. Same goes for these leases as the past. This is an addendum that allows the refinance to take place and combine these and cross-collateralize these leases for the individual to build new infrastructure on the airport, and the associated estoppels for their lender to show the lease in full force.
Okay.
And these have been approved by legal and outside legal as well.
Thank you. Questions, motion?
I move that we approve lease addendum AAL 2020 fuel with North Idaho Jet, AAL 2019-300A lease with lease estoppel with North Idaho Jet, AAL 2019-310 lease addendum and lease estoppel with North Idaho Jet, AAL 2019-320 lease addendum and lease estoppel for North Idaho Jet, AAL 2019-330 lease addendum and lease estoppel with North Idaho Jet, and lease addendum AAL 2019-340 lease addendum and lease estoppel with North Idaho Jet LLC.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Thank you. We've already handled item 32, so item 33, and this is board approval request for the FY23 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification for the Department of Justice and our KCSO. Ms. Drobny, are you on the phone?
Yes, good afternoon. Stephanie Drobny with the Sheriff's Office for the record. This is our annual certification that we have to provide to the Department of Justice showing all revenue and expenses that have come out of the federal asset forfeiture account.
Okay, any questions or motion for that?
No questions. I move that we approve the request for FY23 with the Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification with the Department of Justice and the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Thank you, Stephanie. Item 34, board approval request, a 2024 Yamaha FX SVHO PWC Jetski for our Sheriff's Marine Division. And Sergeant Miller, are you on the phone?
Good afternoon, Commissioner. Yes, I am here. I am coming before you to seek permission to purchase a new PWC to replace an older one. We have an older 2015. So we've been doing this over the past couple years using the RBS funding. But this is hopefully the last one we'll have to purchase in a while, getting rid of all of our older fleet. We got rid of a couple 08s last year. This will be getting rid of a 2015 here in the near future. Still trying to work out the details of what we're going to do with that. But this is just to purchase one. It has come in. Usually it's been taking about a year for them to show up, but this one showed up early, so we are prepared to go get it.
All right, and is this a two-seater or a three-seater?
Three-seater.
Three-seater. All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request 2024 to purchase a Yamaha 2024 FX SVHO PWC Jetski for the Sheriff's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion approved. Item 35, board approval request, and this is approval for the community grant via Walmart for Holidays and Heroes. Lieutenant Klinkefus.
Yes, ma'am. Lieutenant Klinkefus for the record, requesting approval for a $5,000 grant via the Walmart Corporation. This will fund just about half of our Holidays and Heroes program for this year.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the approval for the community grant via Walmart for the Holiday and Heroes program with the Sheriff's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 36, board approval request, and this is for Kootenai North Campus, quote, on roll-up doors. And it says KEC here, but it's the same building. So Lieutenant Klinkefus?
This is one of the projects that was on the original proposal. There's a 5-bay pool building up there that is not fully enclosed. This would enclose all 5 of those bays, making it more weather-tight for storing equipment to extend the longevity of that equipment. So the request is to approve a $12,957 allotment to install those 5 roll-up doors.
Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request, KEC campus quote on roll-up doors for the Sheriff's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion approved. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thanks, ma'am.
Items, all right, so now we've got a bunch of advisory board appointments, and I would like to handle these by board, if that is okay with my co-commissioners.
Yes.
So items 37 through 40, and these are advisory board reappointments for the community guardian, and their terms, all their terms are expiring December 31st, 2027. And this is for David Levine, Peggy Albertson, Kay Kindig, Trudy Elliott. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, or motion?
No? I move that we approve the advisory board appointments for the Community Guardian Board, term expiring 12/31/27, for the following people: David Levine, Peggy Albertson, Kay Kindig, and Trudy Elliott.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, and items 41 and 42 are for the reappointments to the Historic Preservation Commission, both terms expiring 12/31 of 2026, and it's for Laurie Mauser and Don Walters. And same question, any thoughts or motion?
Would make the motion.
Go ahead.
I move that we approve the advisory board appointments for the Preservation Commission, term expiring 12/31/26, for the following people: Laurie Mauser and Don Walters.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 43, and this is an advisory board reappointment of Thomas Stangeland for the Snowmobile Advisory Board, term expiring December 31st, 2026.
You want me to go ahead and, Bill?
Sure, I'm trying to figure,
I move that we reappoint on the advisory board for the Snowmobile Board, term expiring 12/31/26, Thomas Stangeland.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, we'll move on to Noxious Weeds Board, and these are for reappointments, terms expiring 12/31/2025, and it's Tamara Bateson, Travis Levitt, and Kelly Hansen. Thoughts or motion?
You want to go?
I move that we appoint Tamara Bateson, Travis
Levitt?
Levitt, and Kelly Hansen to the Noxious Weeds Board, terms ending 12/31/25, 12/31/25, and 12/31/25.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, our last set. These are advisory boards reappointment, and this is for the Aquifer Protection District. And these terms are expiring 12/31 of 2026. Unfortunately, our agenda is not correct, so it's for a 3-year term. We have several boards are 2, 3, and 4 years, and sometimes it's hard to get all of them straight. So Aquifer Protection would be for 3 years, and that is for Bob Haynes, Michelle Johnson, and By J. Adams.
Okay, I move that we reappoint for the Aquifer Protection District, term expiring 12/31/26, the following people to the advisory board: Bob Haynes, Michelle Johnson, and is it By J. Adams?
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right. And now we are to our status update pending list. And starting with facilities expansion, I didn't know if David wanted to give us an update. Is that?
Yeah, sure.
Like that today? Okay. If you'd come to a microphone, please.
We talked last time about the update, that I wouldn't have anything for this meeting
Okay.
necessarily. I have meeting scheduled with the project executive for Boughton for Thursday morning. So we'll go through bid packages that are going out, scopes of those, contract status, specifically change orders for both owner and construction contingency, and then budget status updates, and established lines of communication with the contractor.
Great. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Yeah. All right, and I'll just give you an update on the contract. We're giving it to another person, our legal department. The one person who normally handles it's on vacation, so we'll try to get that signed this week, Tuesday at the latest, but we're looking at we could possibly get it signed Thursday.
My understanding was that there may have been a question about the form of contract. So
Okay.
currently you don't have a filled out contract to sign.
Okay.
If that's an acceptable contract, I can have that done and ready for you, and forwarded to you.
So how do you want?
Is that a correct assessment?
Excuse me, operating civil deputy prosecutor for the record. I would review it to make sure it is, acceptable from a legal perspective, and then it can be forwarded on to the commissioners at that point.
Did you want the information filled out in the blanks, or you wanted to, because it's a standard boilerplate contract?
Yeah, if the information can be filled out.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
That'd be great.
My understanding was that there was a question about the form in particular, so.
I'd rather only have to review it once.
Review it once, okay. All right, I'll have that filled out and forwarded to you.
Yeah, just send it to Sarah, and Sarah will get it to
Very good.
Pat. So,
All right.
thank you. All right, item 2, impact fees.
I've been trading phone calls with the folks at Rathdrum City Hall, but I would say that we should at least set up our public hearing.
Okay.
So what would be the next step for that, and when do we want to do that?
That gentleman right next to you would be the,
Pat? For impact fees.
Right. I believe the notice period is 15 days, but I would have to get some ordinance amendments drafted before the public hearing. And I did send an email to Rathdrum's attorney with the information she had been requesting as far as the jail, how the jail impact fees were calculated. I've not heard back from her yet. It was a pretty sizable data dump though, so I'm not necessarily expecting to have had a response from her just yet. So
okay.
we're probably looking at first of next year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Can we just kind of set it for like mid-January?
Sure.
Okay, and that'd give you enough time and enough time for,
It should. If it doesn't, I can always let you guys know.
okay. Yeah, let us know before the 15-day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well in
Great.
advance.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
All right, jail pods. Any updates for jail pods?
I haven't heard anything different
Okay. All right, and then ARPA projects. Are you handling it today, Dorian? Okay.
So Doreen Combrick with Resource Management Office for the record. And as of today's date, all of the ARPA projects are on time and on budget. So if there are any questions on any of the particular line items at this time.
Okay, any questions? Cool. All right, thank you. And PMR, Sylvia's not here, but I can give the update today. Sylvia and I put back about a half a dozen questions, and I feel like they answered our questions sufficiently, and it looks good. So I think at this point, we'll be forwarding the lease agreement to legal and potentially have it as soon as on next Tuesday's business meeting to sign the lease.
Excellent. All righty.
So it's kind of exciting news. All right, with that, I will call for public comment. Anybody here, anybody online? No, no public comment. All right, 2:26, meeting adjourned.